to a totally different story. We're going to a gym on the West Bank in Palestine, and I'm delighted to say Ainle Ó Cairealláin is with us this morning. Ainle, good morning to you.
Lads, how are you? It's good to join us again.
Yeah, last time we were talking to you, you were getting equipment into Palestine. As far as I know now, the equipment is in, the classes are up and running, and the gym is fully functional.
Last time we were talking, nearly exactly 2 years ago, actually, and we had just opened the gym the last time. I think we were chatting just before we left the last time, which was right before the whole kind of pandemic kind of reached us in all its seriousness. So that's been a pretty hectic 2 years. Like, there's been a lot of changes, obviously all over the world, but specifically, there's been a lot of changes in Palestine. We've progressed a lot with the whole gym project, and there's been a lot of changes here in the Lodgy Centre where I'm sitting now, which is the community centre in the Ainle refugee camp in Bethlehem, where the gym is located.
What kind of changes?
Well, first and foremost, my friend who kind of came up with the idea about the gym in the first place, with Salah Jarma, just sitting pictured right behind me there, passed away very suddenly last April. So there's been loads of changes from that perspective, and from an organisation point of view. And Salah was a real leader and a revolutionary, in terms of how he was perceived in the community and the work that he did over the years. So the crew here at the Lodgy Centre really have had to kind of, it's tough going when you lose a leader like that, and to kind of regroup and decide that, right, if we're going to make this a success, or if we're going to honour Salah's legacy, then we're going to have to get the shoulder to the wheel and really kind of up the ante with all the projects. And as soon as we came over here this time, you could feel that energy straight away. People, they're obviously still miss him very much and think about him all the time, and they're kind of channeling in many ways that energy into the various projects that they have here at the Lodgy Centre. The gym is just one of the projects. The centre here has been on the go for something like 20 years, and they've got an environmental unit that tests the water quality and that grows vegetables on the garden. They've got a women's unit, a community health workers unit. They just opened a kindergarten during the pandemic, which was only just an old disused storeroom the last time we were here, the same kind of room that we had to build the gym in. So it's just absolutely amazing, all the work that people have done over here, and we're very glad to be a part of it. So that's one kind of aspect of the change. But since we've been here, it's been a really hectic couple of weeks. There's been regular clashes with the Israeli army, who's surround the whole camp here. The camp has got something like 5,500 people living in it, in a 3/4 of a square kilometre area. It's surrounded by the apartheid wall and army watchtowers, and also access points for the army to come in. We were on the roof only here a couple of days when tear gas started landing on the roof. There's been young fellas shot with these rubber-coated metal bullets for being on the street. A young fella got lifted from his bed at 3 o'clock in the morning the other night by 30 or 40 soldiers. Came into the camp fully armed with a jeep in the middle of the night, went to this young fella's home, got him out of bed, put a blindfold on him, and frog marched him out of the camp. Just 2 days ago, there was a 12-year-old on the street, and the soldiers laid a trap for him, hid behind a wall, drove into the camp, let off a smoke bomb. The soldiers were in the jeep, jumped out of the camp, and they hid behind the wall until they seen the kid. Kid was just unfortunate enough just to not know that the soldiers were hiding behind the wall, and they grabbed him, took him away. That's the way the life is over here. It's just such a contrast. The thing, I suppose, that I'm keen to kind of talk about when people ask me about the gym project and the Lodgy Centre and the different work here, is that every project, that including the gym, that is the Lodgy Centre have here, it's a form of resistance in the way that, the other day, the army were in here with their weapons loaded, firing countless numbers of tear gas canisters in and around the camp and in and around the centre here. And it was 4 or 5 of the young girls, young women, in having a music lesson with one of our crew, Shiva, who was over. And that's the kind of contrast that is just a kind of a constant a constant presence in life over here, when you've got these attacks by the army, and you've got the things that are going on in the Lodgy Centre here as well, as various kind of forms of kind of resistance. I think that's a really important point maybe to get across.
So trying to go about music, trying to go about physical activity in the gym, it's very difficult to do that and to continue without what's going on in the background having a massive impact. But for you guys, or for whoever is actually taking those classes, there is some kind of minor release, a momentary sense of normality or escapism.
It's not just escapism, it's active resistance. Like they're actively, this is what people are doing over here to try and kind of stand up to the soldiers and to the level of oppression that goes on here. You see, just as an example, like you may be able to hear a bit of work going on in the background there, but there's a roof garden here that the Laddie Centre opened up a number of years ago. It's feeding like over 100 families. They've got a sort of like a water system that waters the plants, and it's kind of a big polytunnel. And just right before we arrived here, there a couple of weeks ago, the soldiers fired so much tear gas in, went through the polytunnel, destroyed all of the crops. Like there's no justification for it. There's no way you can say that, oh well, something must have happened, blah blah blah. It's just downright oppression, and everything like that the Israeli kind of army and the authorities can throw at the people around here. It's to make life difficult as possible, and the resistance then is in rebuilding as soon as that happens. Right now, like at this very minute, they're building a cage over the polytunnel to protect it from the tear gas. There's a similar kind of a net over the five-a-side court just outside the centre, and so yeah, I suppose there's the two sides of it. There is the like space and resources and the freedom to take part in things like that, and cultural things and in things that have got to do with health and all are very limited over here. So there is that aspect of trying to help with that and to be able to provide that kind of thing. But it's also much deeper than that when you put it in the context of what's happening around the place here.
Yeah, we're just looking at some pictures that you have. There's climbing ropes, there's a climbing wall, there's space for a class in the gym that you built. The struggle to get the equipment in, that was a real thing as well when we were talking to you the last time. So obviously you managed to get enough in to be able to begin the process of having an active working gym.
Yeah, we've got the gym that we have in Cork that's been open since 2013. There's basically everything that we have in Cork is here as well, and we're waiting on another delivery of gear to arrive today. And it's just that's all thanks to just the hard work of the crew that we're a part of here, and also the very generous support that we receive from like hundreds of people. We've got a GoFundMe campaign. It's called the Aclai Palestine project, and there's been nearly 600 people have donated to that, and that's not including the people who give us supported us just by giving us kind of money to come over with and things like that outside of the campaign. So it's been really amazing to get the support from people. I suppose like one thing that's kind of struck me on this trip out here is that there have been a lot of clashes and a lot of attacks by the army in and around the camp, and anyone who's following our Instagram page, it's at Aclai_Palestine, will see some of that footage. Like we've had more messages, people saying, oh, fair play to us for documenting this, lads, and well done, and you are doing great work. But like for us, like it's only a teensy thing for us to do that in relation to what people actually go through here on a daily basis. So while we're really appreciative of the messages of support towards our crew, what I would really encourage people to do is to get behind the project by chipping into the GoFundMe. And there's a lot of people have been asking how they can get involved in things in Palestine, and the Laddie Centre here have got a summer camp that's running from the 1st to the 14th of August. And that's a like really, really good way to come and learn like from just the people here and go and visit different organisations and get a real feel for what's happening on the ground. So yeah, but otherwise, other than that, like the gym is going really well. Like there's kindergarten class in this morning, there was a women's class in this morning, there's going to be another session on later on in the day, a circus class for the older kids, and it's really great to be a part of it. It's brilliant to be back here after such a long time and to be able to just stay for a little bit longer and just get stuck in and be a part of the team here.
On the summer camp, are you saying they're actually actively looking for volunteers to go over?
Yes, the summer camp that runs in the Laddie Centre here is open to people to apply for it. They can go to the Laddie Centre's website. We'll post the link to the summer camp in our Instagram bio as well if people want to check it out that way. But the real value of coming over to the summer camp is you get to do something useful, like kind of help with the work around the Laddie Centre. You get to go around to different groups and learn what's happening in Palestine. And for like my sense for people that are over here, that's a big part of the kind of support that the Palestinians needed. They need people to come over from Ireland and different places, see what's happening, learn about it from them, and then go back and share the stories. Like that's what we're doing. That's why we're spending so much time sharing things on social media. Is we want people to see what's happening over here. And we're just very fortunate that we have got such a, like our crew that run this project, the Irish crew, like a small crew, Like we've got Patter, who's out taking drone footage as part of the film that we're making about the project. Shiva Brock was over, who's a singer, released a single. Shiva released her last single, Creva, while we were here, and just outside the window here, there was jeeps outside, tear gas was flying, the place was on fire, people were getting shot, and she was over here doing the music classes. Sally McMonigal was over, organised a collection of digital cameras to bring over, and she was running photography classes for the kids and going into the camp and kind of helping to develop those skills. And she's the one who's been taking the majority of the photographs that people will see on the Instagram account. But I think that that's a real testament to how much the crew that we're a part of believe in what we're doing here, and the opportunity is there for people to do that as well. To like come over and learn, and then see where you might be able to apply your skills, and then to do something useful. Because at the end of the day, like sharing things on social media and saying well done and all, it's good to get the support. But what people in Palestine need is for us, people in Ireland, to take some kind of action and do something. And we all have our own kind of particular skill set. So that's really what it comes down to, really. I think is not to do things with the eye of through the lens of charity, but to do things through the lens of solidarity. And at the end of the day, that's what this project is all about. It's just about being here and being a part of the crew here and doing whatever we can to help with the work that's going on here already.
Yeah, well, it's obviously a great job. It's working out for you guys, and I think you're doing a great job in telling people that story, and it's a great line that it is about solidarity, not charity. And so if anybody wants to get involved, they can donate to the GoFundMe, and on the Instagram page is where the link for if they want to apply for the summer school. Is that the best place to send people?
Yeah, they can check out the Lodgy Centre's Instagram as well. It's just at Lodgy Centre. The Lodgy Centre have a website, and we'll put the link to the summer camp into the bio of our Instagram account as well.
All right. Ainle, great to talk to you again. Thanks a million for making the time for us.
Les, thanks very much. All the best.
No worries. That's Ainle Ó Cairealláin, the Aclai gym in the Lodgy Centre in a refugee camp in Bethlehem, as we heard there, and it's definitely worth checking out if you're interested. And you might be available in the summer, then I'm sure that would be a life-changing experience for many people.